Hello everybody, I hope you guys are having a fantastic day. I apologize that I have my glasses on, but the sun is shining. I'm not trying to be a douchebag, I promise you. I want to make a YouTube video covering Palantir, just giving you guys a general update, giving you some thoughts about Palantir, and there's a extension of a partnership with a company called Trafigura in partnership with BP to track supply chains. I'm going to get into it in just a moment and just give you a general broader understanding of where the Palantir market is. So please bear with me. It's not going to be a long video. I'm about to catch a ride to Montenegro after Croatia. So let's get this ready. Very first thing I want to say is Palantir is up 0.6% yesterday, trading at $15.30. For the last 5 days, Palantir is down 0.65%. For the last month, Palantir is down 16%. But for the last 6 months, Palantir is up 85%. Year to date, 138%. And for the last year, Palantir is up 110%. Not to mention, all time since Palantir DPO'd, Palantir is up over 50% because DPO'd right around that $10 mark. And a lot of people seem to be forgetting this. A lot of people are getting mad that Palantir is no longer at $20. But Palantir realistically should have never been at $20, and probably right around this $14, $15, $16 range is the sweet spot where Palantir should actually be. Even with analysts like Bank of America that are reiterating a $18 price target, who is the only analysts that are really pricing us properly between being a software company and a defensive company, is reiterating an $18 price target, which was raised from a $13 price target a while ago. So we still need to grow into that. So $15 and change is very fair for Palantir in my personal opinion. So we do have a couple of catalysts that are coming up. On the 14th, we have AIPCon number 2, between AIPCon 1 and 2, which is coming up. We also had AIP demo, which was amazing. And essentially, I am personally looking for many more companies to be announcing that they're using Palantir AIP, and maybe Palantir is going to announce how many conversions they have of the 400 companies, 100 that were already using Palantir, plus 300 that they're pushing Palantir AIP to, how many are converting to actually using AIP. The issue with AIP and Palantir, or if you want to call it an issue, maybe it's not an issue, is that there's no price here. I know it sounds crazy. We don't know how profitable AIP is going to be. Dr. Alex Karp says we're taking the whole market. Whatever you believe that is or not, I spoke about it before. But I believe in 2024, we got to give it about a year. We're going to see some conversion rates. And like they started with Palantir Foundry, Palantir, well, not Gotham, but Palantir Foundry, working with governments, they start really, really small. From the PPP, from a $1 contract to worth hundreds of millions of dollars, working with the U.S. government. And in the UK, £1 contract for PPP, COVID distribution. Now they made close to $100 million worth of contracts. And of course, you have the NHS Federated Data Platform that hopefully we're going to get this massive $600 million equivalent US dollar contract, which is going to be absolutely massive. So Palantir starting small and expanding. This is literally the MO of Palantir. This is literally how they play the game. So I hope that there's a lot of conversion from these 400 clients. If at least we can convert 10%, which would be 40 clients plus or minus, I believe that there's going to be a huge increase in revenue. Now, a lot of people were disappointed the last quarter that we only grew 13%, having some unrealistic imaginary goals that we're going to get all this money from artificial intelligence. No, it takes time to build. Look how long it took Palantir to build, and even though we became gap profitable 2 years early, it still took really, really long. It's not just boom, lickety split, you become profitable on a new platform. You need to work it up. You need to give people a taste, and then they'll pay anything to keep that taste, to keep that artificial intelligence platform. But the good thing is we do have another AIP demo day on September 14th, which I'll be filming live on my channel, or maybe I'll be joining Amit or Arnie. We'll see. Speaking of NHS, so the NHS is going to be announcing a winner or a decision on the September 27th/September 28th, who's going to be awarded this massive contract. Everything's leaning towards Palantir, but again, we don't know if it's set in stone. However, on September 15th, there's a guy called Ether Squared and Palantir Palantards, who's in charge of the Palantir Discord. They will be having an X space, a Twitter space, and they will be talking about NHS links. So it's going to be a specific Palantir NHS Dossier by Ether Squared. If you don't know who Ether Squared is, he is one of the main guy, not the only one. There are other people in the community, but he's the main guy who puts out essentially pamphlets, pamphlet, I don't know how else to explain it, about links. So if you've been following and Palantir is working with you, whether it's a demo or in full capacity, you have your own link when you sign on to Palantir website. And that's how we know before the media knows that Palantir is working with certain clients. So Ether Square is going to have a specific Twitter space talking about all the links that he's been finding. So he found links before. That's how we knew they were working with NHS. But there's a massive expansion of links, which we in the community believe that means that Palantir is expanding their reach, expanding their partnership, expanding their exposure with NHS because they're getting this NHS contract. That's what we believe in the community. We could be completely wrong, but that's the belief. So definitely join Ether Squared and Palantir Hearts Twitter space on September 15th, which maybe I will join or I will be doing live as well. So we definitely have a lot of catalysts. And of course we have the Titan program, which I spoke about before, which is potentially $1 billion contract that we're going to get some news about in September, maybe October, but right around this time, could be tomorrow, nobody knows, that we should be getting some information about the Titan program if Palantir and Anduril won against Raytheon, and then it takes time for them to actually build the next stage of the contract. So it's not like it's awarded, but it's to the next stage of the contract. So it's going to be very, very interesting. So that's the catalyst of Palantir. That's the price movement of Palantir. Now let me talk about Morgan Stanley. Morgan Stanley downgraded Palantir to a $9 price target. The funny thing is, and I spoke about this before, and people are like, oh, it's separate things. Morgan Stanley owes 18 million shares of Palantir, close to $300 million worth. The last time they filed a 13F, they only had, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, like 13 million shares. So they increased their shares by around 50%, or 11 million, and now they have 18 million. But they downgraded Palantir. Now, a lot of people are like, hey, this is completely different. It's a different department. You guys are schmucks if you think that. It all works in unison. Morgan Stanley pays all the other departments. This is all intertwined. Another thing is Morgan Stanley is literally a client of Palantir. They literally were one of the clients that were doing a demo for Palantir. I think they were actually doing a demo for Palantir AIP. So I'm almost positive they are AIP clients. They are for sure Foundry clients. They might be Palantir Foundry and AIP clients. Not to mention, Morgan Stanley is a huge investor of Palantir, but they're also reducing the price target of Palantir, which is crazy and definitely something very, very fishy and odd happening there. And if in their next 13F they have over 20 million shares, which I would not doubt that they would, you know why they downgraded Palantir. Also, they had a 2021 report where they were giving the prices of Palantir, and they said that their mid-range scenario for Palantir was $14, but now it's somehow $9. It's just absolutely freaking insane. But anyways, I have a full video on that if you guys want to check it out. Finally, what I want to talk about is somebody was calling me, a brand new partnership with Trafigura. So Trafigura is a company that tracks supply chains, all right, from A to Z. And Palantir announced a partnership with them before, but there's an expansion of this partnership right now. So Trafigura is now going to track carbon emissions in supply chain, so renewable energy, which is an absolutely massive, huge market. Now, this is going to be in partnership with BP, British Petroleum, Ecopetrol, and Trafigura. And they're going to be building this platform on top of Palantir, which is really, really good. And again, this is just a proof of concept. If this works with Trafigura, there's no reason why this can't be a thing with other companies in the future. So just be easy, sit back, relax. Palantir has a lot of things going for them. Palantir has a lot of things behind the scenes that people are not noticing. Palantir has a lot of bull case scenarios, and just enjoy it. If it goes down, buy the dip. If the price goes up a little too much, relax. See what's good for you. It's called personal finance. My job here is not to convince you one way or the other. My job here is to have fun doing YouTube, to do my own research that I can share with you guys, and, you know, share my own plays with you guys. Personally, I'm not selling anything. I'm enjoying my covered calls, making my weekly synthetic dividend, my weekly salary. And yeah, I'm excited to see what's going to happen with Palantir. Thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of the day. I am about to go to Montenegro. We have a restaurant waiting for us where you order a fish, and my people is going to be ordering seafood. I don't eat shellfish. And they literally go into the sea, catch it for you fresh, and they bring it to your table. I'm going to eat a big ass fish, and they're probably going to have oysters. Apparently, Croatia, Montenegro is like the capital of oysters in Europe. Who knows? Thank you very much. I'll see you guys in the next one.